Hi, it's Eric Daly of the Multnomah Group, and here's what you need to know if you're a retirement plan sponsor for the week ended Friday, October the 24th of 2025. In a preview of a piece that we're working on, one of my colleagues has done a lot of work to examine what's happening in the managed account space inside retirement plans. And what we're finding is probably not surprising given other things that we've talked about and discussed in this environment in the past. And that is that the pressure by providers, service providers, record keepers, to expand revenue service and grow relationships with retirement plan clients and their participants is heavily, heavily leveraged on their ability to sell and disseminate managed accounts within these retirement plans. And when we look back over a small sample size of about 30 or so some odd clients over a 2 year period, what we see is significant growth in utilization of managed accounts above and beyond the normal growth associated with those plans. By that meaning, more participants are using that. The growth in participant utilization outpaces the growth in the number of participants in the plan. And certainly the amount of compensation being paid by participants and the plans to providers is outpacing the growth of record keeping costs, even accounting for increases in the size of plans, both in headcount and assets that have an impact on participants. I think it's really, really important to point out that while as fiduciaries, these committees govern the retirement plans they're responsible for, that how participants interact with those plans is increasingly and frequently and occasionally exclusively dictated by the record keeping service provider, meaning that they log in through the website, they use the call center, they use the app. All of those environments for plans that have allowed managed accounts within the environment are likely oriented to encourage participants to utilize those services. And again, it's not surprising, just given what we know about behavioral finance and cognitive decision making, that more and more participants are finding their way in there. What is less clear is whether they are benefiting in improved outcomes from that transition. This is an area to continue to watch because as managed account expenses outpace record keeping costs, it's not very difficult to imagine a world where the next wave of litigation isn't over how much you pay your record keeper from an administrative cost perspective, but the fact that participants are paying 20, 30, 40, or more basis points for a managed account allocation that may not be delivering anything that's substantively different than a participant who may not be receiving that same service.